How's it going? My name is Josh, and I just wanted to start a little story time today. Something a little different. I don't usually share like personal stories a whole lot. I'll relate things in videos to personal stories, but I never just make a dedicated story video. I've only ever done this once, I think, and that was the time I talked about the the driving story. This is also a driving story. So if you haven't seen that one, I guess go check it out in the corner here or below the like button. So anyways, I just wanted to share a little story or more, I guess, what the story is about is driving, but this is more of a PSA. So yeah, we're just gonna get into it. I want to say right off rip, I don't think I was entirely in the right here, um, and there are definitely lessons that we can learn from this story, and specifically me. I think there are lessons I need to specifically learn, but if you can too, great. If not, then that's okay. Hopefully, this is entertaining, anyways. Basically, I was headed to work yesterday. I was running late, not terribly late, just a little bit late. So I would have been like 5-ish minutes late, I think, is what I ended up being. And I was at, sorry, I had to like think about it. My gosh. I was at a roundabout right before you get to a, like, there's a roundabout, there's a road, then there's a stop sign, then there's another road, and then there's like the parking garage where I park for work. Great. Nothing crazy. I do this literally every day, like 4 days a week. So I was just headed to work, and at the roundabout, there are four like entrances over here. Okay. Like over off to the side, there are two cars like already waiting as I approach from over here. So I do what you're supposed to do with a traffic circle. There are lines right here where there's also a crosswalk. There's nobody in the crosswalk, but I stopped because the other cars it was their turn. That's how roundabouts work. So it's supposed to be that if there's someone at every single entrance, one person goes first, whoever was there first. So in that case, it was the other person, not me. That person's supposed to go, then me, or in order, right? So it goes right, then it would actually be the next guy. Anyways, you get it. I'm sure you know how a traffic circle works. It's not rocket science. People here in the United States seem to think it is rocket science, or it's just ignorance and they just don't care, which I think it's a bit of both. Anyways, so I get to this traffic circle and I stop right before the crosswalk. Again, there's nobody in the crosswalk. And immediately the person behind me honks at me. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I'm supposed to stop. So I did the immature thing, rolled my window down, and I just gave him one of these right out the window. Now, this wasn't super mature of me at all, but it felt good. You know, in the moment, it feels good to just kind of get that anger out there and just kind of just let it go a little bit. It's not mature, but I think this was a horrible decision. One of the worst decisions I've made while driving, I'd say, because of what happens next. So the traffic circle commences, the people go. Technically, they also did it wrong because the person that was there is supposed to go. There was nobody else on the other side. Then I was supposed to go because I've been waiting now. Then the person behind that person is supposed to go. Then the person behind me. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. I didn't mind waiting, even though I'm late. It doesn't matter. Like, we're all, you know, we all have destinations. Me getting to my destination in a certain time frame is not more important than you getting to your destination in a time frame. That's how I think. Anyways, so we continue. And the dude is tailgating me, you know, just like actually like crazy, super close. So I'm slowing down. I'm tapping my brakes a little bit. I'm not necessarily like slowing way down, but I'm trying to get a message across here. And I notice in my rearview mirror, he starts pointing like this, which to me means turn right. There's a parking lot right here. I think he wanted me to pull in there. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to pull in there. So I just pretend like I didn't see anything. I didn't flip him off again. Nothing, whatever. Just get to the next stop sign. And then I turn right, which he also turns right. And I'm like, oh, this guy is so following me. He was following me super close behind. I could just see in my rearview mirror nothing besides like his truck, and that's pretty much it because he was so close to my car. And I'm like, well, if he hits me, he's paying for it. But I didn't brake check him or anything because I didn't want him to hit me. Then I start going forward, and there's a left turn that goes down into the parking garage. Right there is a little parking area before the garage. So I, without signaling, no one was oncoming, intentionally didn't turn my signal on here, just turned left. And then I just go over. Then I saw the white truck just kept going. I'm like, oh, perfect. Okay, wash my hands of this situation. I can finally breathe easy. Perfect. This is not the case. But there's a crosswalk there, and there were people there at the crosswalk, so I wasn't speeding or anything. I saw the people. They weren't actually in the crosswalk yet, but they were like clearly about to cross, so I waited. I like waved them over because it seemed as if though I wasn't gonna stop. It's not a big area before the crosswalk, so most people there will just wait for the cars, which because most cars aren't paying attention, or people aren't paying attention. I stopped, waved them over, and then I notice behind me the white truck is now like sort of in a parking spot and sort of in the actual main road. And he's out of his truck. He got out of his truck, and I'm like, oh no. So my window is still down. I just left the window down. I was like, well, this guy clearly has something to say to me because he's approaching my car. And he didn't get closer than maybe 25 feet away from my car. He flips me off. Calls me some choice names I'm not going to repeat. And then he was like, why did you even stop? There was nobody there. And in the stress of the moment and everything, I actually said completely incorrectly what I meant. But I said, well, there were people in the crosswalk. That's why I stopped. And then he goes, there was nobody there. There was nobody there, which there weren't anyone in the crosswalk. But there were other cars, and I was supposed to stop, and I will stand by that. That is 100% true and correct. I don't like stopping. I have destinations too. I don't just stop in the middle of the road, Like, I don't know. We can't argue this, Anyways, then he just called me some names, flipped me off, and then said, well, there was nobody there. Why did you stop? We argued for like 2 seconds. I said, there were people there. That's why I stopped. And then I started driving away, and he started walking away and got back in his truck, and he left. He took the extra time out of his day just to follow me, to flip me off, call me names, and that's it. And then he got in his truck and left. So, obviously, I'm not the most mature in the situation by any means. I completely should have never flipped him off. This would have not escalated. However, he followed me basically to the place where I work just to do that. He was definitely old enough to have children, and I'm sure he's probably married and probably has kids too. I couldn't believe it. It was very surprising. So my PSA is try to keep your side of the situation calm. Let other people be angry. Obviously, if they're a danger to you, get away from them. Pull off to the side of the road, call the police if you have to, if it gets that crazy. But if you aren't actively trying to anger them, you're not, stirring the pot or anything, then it's not on you, it's on them.
Prosecutors say Ariz fired a single shot from the passenger side of a car driven by his girlfriend, Winnie Lee, after Cloonan gave them the middle finger. During the trial today, a video of Ariz's interrogation after he was arrested was played. In the video, Ariz says, "The lady got hostile toward us. I don't know why. I have no answer why, but I pulled out my Glock and pulled the trigger and it was gone." Ariz told investigators he started carrying a gun in the car because of crazy drivers on the road. When asked why he fired the gun at another car, Ariz said, "I don't have an answer because I'm stupid. I didn't think of anything. I didn't think of the consequences or anyone."
Road rage is a very big issue and something that I see all the time. Trust me, I get it. When somebody cuts you off or does something on the road, it's so easy to
So in that situation, you know, if I had to call the cops if he tried to assault me, I wouldn't be in trouble because I didn't necessarily do anything wrong. But the whole situation could have been avoided if I would have never flipped him off. Maybe he still would have followed me. Maybe he still would have done that. But it could have even been worse. You know, he could have tried to assault me. He could have had a weapon on him or something. You know, I also checked my car multiple times throughout the day because I thought my car may have been vandalized if I didn't check on it, which it wasn't, thankfully. But the point is, this situation was not that deep. It really wasn't. I was pissed because he honked at me because he was an impatient, immature person. But so what? You know, it's I'm not mad now, and so if it's not gonna affect my, you know, my whole life, like it's not that deep. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. So my PSA to you guys is try not to get as upset on the roads, because a lot of really scary stuff can happen. I've heard stories of people, like I saw online recently, someone was like really upset. They flipped somebody off at a light because they were in the right, you know, and I saw the video and I agreed with the person who flipped the other person off. But then that person who got flipped off, that did the thing that they weren't supposed to do, I don't remember exactly what it was. They shot and killed the person who flipped him off, or they almost died, or they got shot at anyways. So yeah, that could have happened to me. I'm not saying that I was that scared. I wasn't. I didn't think that was going to happen, but it could. You know, you never know. So just wanted to make this short video. I'm finally getting my camera situation figured out. Hopefully the video looks a lot better than my previous videos have. New lighting situation here. Same microphone, but it sounds really good. I think I got that all dialed in just right. So hope you're enjoying the quality. Should be stepping up, and expect more videos here soon. I'm going to be posting a series, a gameplay series here soon. I'm not going to say what game. Just keep a lookout for that. Expect that in the next week or so. And I'm going to make a part 2 of my fast food tier list video, because apparently my takes were a little too hot for some, and there were a bunch of restaurants I simply just didn't cover. There are bigger tier lists. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. But yeah, try to be a little bit more calm on the road. One thing that helps is yelling really loud or listening to like loud music. But anyways, thank you. Catch you later. Have a good one.